Hi, friends. This is 5 Minutes to Make Sense of the Bible. I'm Joe Hopkins. Today we focus on the Gospel of Luke, chapter 9, verses 28 to 43. This passage includes the story of what churches often call the transfiguration of Jesus, and also the healing of a boy suffering from demonic torments. Let's dive into the context and content of these two miracle stories and then see how we might apply them to our lives today. These stories take place near the middle of Luke's gospel, at a sort of inflection point in the narrative. Earlier in chapter 9, the disciple Peter had declared to Jesus to be the Messiah, or Christ, which literally translates into English as the Anointed One of God. However, Jesus orders his disciples, which is another word for followers, to not share this information with anyone. And Jesus began teaching that the Messiah would suffer and die and then rise again, which was not necessarily what a lot of Jewish people at that time expected of the Messiah. But that was far from the only surprise for Jesus' disciples at that time. The story that we focus on today begins with Jesus climbing a mountain with his closest 3 disciples to pray, which was pretty normal for Jesus and his disciples. But then, without warning, Jesus' face changed, and the Bible doesn't tell us how. And Jesus' clothes turned brilliantly white. And the 2 towering figures of Jewish history, meaning Moses the lawbringer and Elijah the prophet par excellence, started talking with this shiny Jesus with the different face about his upcoming death and resurrection. The 3 disciples got to see all this, though the glory of the scene stupefied them. But I guess not so much to keep Peter from suggesting that they should build shrines for Jesus, Moses, and Elijah on top of the mountain. And just then a terrifying cloud appeared and covered all of them, and a voice came from the cloud, which was surely the voice of God, and declared Jesus to be God's beloved or chosen son, and they better listen to Jesus. And then just like that, all the glory disappeared, and Jesus was back to normal. And normal quickly found Jesus and his disciples following the awesome miracle of the transfiguration. A crowd surrounded Jesus and the 3 disciples, and a man from the crowd called out to Jesus to cure his only child of demonic torments, symptoms that sound a lot like some sort of epilepsy. And the man needed Jesus' help because Jesus' other disciples were unable to heal the child. At that point, Jesus burst with a tirade about the faithlessness and perversion of the people around him, probably including his disciples. And Jesus performed a quick exorcism before anyone could say so much as Linda Blair. And all the people were amazed by the miracle. How's that for coming down from cloud 9? Let's reflect some more on these miracles of transfiguration and exorcism. First, what events in your life have produced a feeling of awe in you? Did you feel the presence of anything divine or supernatural in those experiences? Next, the miracle of transfiguration is one of the greatest testaments in the Bible to the divinity of Jesus. Do you tend to picture Jesus as more heavenly or earthly, more God or human? What might lead you to one view of Jesus instead of the other? Finally, when was a time in your life that you experienced a jarring juxtaposition of emotion, like incredible awe and joy, immediately followed by fear and frustration. How did you handle the quick change in feeling? So there, 5 minutes to make sense of the Bible. I am preaching a sermon based on Luke chapter 9 at Streetsville United Church, so check out our YouTube channel for a recording of our worship services. And as you read the Bible by yourself, pay attention to what piques your curiosity. The Spirit often tries to catch our attention through our curiosity. And as always, while it's good to read the Bible by ourselves, we make the most sense of the Bible when we read the Bible together. Peace, friends.